Hey, greetings everyone, it's GleeCon, and I'm back again. It is, great day. I'm happy to be here with you doing another episode of Lore of Warcraft. So thank you so much for tuning in. On the last episode, we really spent a lot of time in Southern Barrens. Because I stranded us out here by Shadowfang Keep, I haven't got a chance to do any Harvester camping runs, but that's what we're basically doing is wrapping up. We probably only have one more quest, I'm hoping, in the Barrens after this, but it's going to really depend on how things go, how long it takes us to do things like Horde Presence and stuff like that. We shall see, but we have a full group. Unfortunately, the XP is going to really take a whack here because we had this full group, just couldn't find a tank, and then a level 60 joined at the end, but I don't really do these exclusively for the XP. I try to do them more for the quests, so we shall see. But having a level 60 really is going to nerf the XP gains. That being said, level 60, this is a new one for me, is my bike is gone. My bike is lost. This is a person, if you play on Classic, you've heard this guy, he's made a name for himself. He's constantly being silly in the chat. This is going to be my first dungeon. I haven't said anything. I'm not going to reveal myself. Sometimes I banter with him on some of my my other kind of chat personas. So if you play, you might have seen him, but he's a sort of vocal chat person. Anyhow, so Old Bike is going to take us through Shadowfang Keep. We have the 3 dungeons we need to do since we're doing this as Horde. Later, in a couple days, we will be doing the same thing on Alliance. Hopefully we can have a real run on that one, since this is going to essentially end up being a full team carry here. Nowhere near as fun as we already know, but because it's a full team carry and we're not going to have free-for-all loot or anything like that, should just be a nice normal selection of things, and I should be able to still talk us through the dungeon some, and strategy is not going to really come into play as much because, again, of the carry aspect. There are only 3 quests. They're pretty straightforward. One of them is getting right away when you go into the courtyard after the first boss, there are some dead Deathstalkers. Just turn in the dungeon to them right there. You don't actually have to do much. The second is getting the Book of which happens near the end of the dungeon in the circular room where you fight one of the last, like, maybe 2 or 3 bosses before you fight Arugal himself, or Arugula if you're basing yourself on the robot chat, and then killing Arugal himself at the end. So those are the 3. The Book of I believe, will have some interesting... I think that's one of the ones that has some good lore. This will be fast, which means we should easily turn these in. And heck, maybe we'll get an opportunity to fly back. The clock time here. We'll probably get an opportunity to hearth back to Orgrimmar and then fly back. And maybe get one more crack at checking in the Harvester, so we'll just kind of see how everything goes. I can't imagine we'll get too much more past that. I was starting to feel better yesterday. I talked at length about my coffee and allergies or whatever, and then last night it struck again towards the end of the night. Another thing that we're just gonna talk as we're waiting for everybody to get here is I went out last night outside, and so maybe right before bed, night flowers blooming. I'm just telling myself it's allergies. Drinking the hot coffee seems to help. I'm drinking a blend that I don't love as much. It's a French toast, some kind of French toast of the Barneys. We do it every now and then. It's kind of got a lot of cinnamon notes into it, and I'm not the biggest fan of cinnamon notes. A lot of the times they'll do with these pastry ones, they'll put like a butter, almost like an artificial butter in some of them. I don't know how Bite got here so fast, but he's got me targeted. Maybe he's seen me in chat. I mean, I don't know. I don't chat as much with these Glee characters in the old chat group or in the world out there. But anyhow, so I go out and lo and behold, I find a Black Widow. So they do inhabit the region of the United States that I live in. And I don't know what it is about a Black Widow. You see a big fat Black Widow with its hourglass on there, and there's just something about that. That I just don't. He's going over there so we can run next to him so he can get the speed buff. I would imagine that's the plan. Something about that's so creepy. Now, one time years ago, I can't remember how. I mean, a lot of things I'm tapping into over the past couple days. It seems like a theme. Are these things that have in approximately 15 years, give or take a couple years. So I don't know why my brain. What is it that's taking my brain back to that time period in my life right now? But I had this car, and it had gotten infested with Black Widows. Now, luckily for me, I never got bit. And by the time I discovered the Black Widows kind of inside some of the sidings of the door and stuff, and I found their egg sacs and things, I don't know what happened, but somehow they were all dead. So the big ones were dead. The egg sacs they never came to fruition. So I don't know if I got lucky and there was a cold snap and it killed. I don't know what happened, but luckily these little buggers died. But I noticed when it's hot like this, I don't usually go out in my man cave in the garage as much to play pool, because it'll be oppressively hot even in the middle of the night. So I just don't go visit out there. I don't spend as much time. I still go out there every day, but I'm not hanging out there in the same way or inviting people over. So I did notice underneath this chair, these webs were growing, and I thought it was an orb spider from the way of the look at it. But orb spiders look very similar to male Black Widow spiders. So I'm looking at this orb spider, or what I thought was an orb spider, and I ended up clearing it out, but I didn't notice it for a couple days. And another thing you can kind of tell if you have, not all spiders do this, but I've noticed that Black Widows particularly do this. A lot do it, but spider droppings. You know, a lot of times you don't think about the droppings, but spiders, as they consume their bugs and crap, they drop these white drops all over, and they if you catch them, like the second they drop them, they wipe right up. But otherwise, they just freaking get into whatever they fall on, and it's more than paint. Like, they're so hard to remove. All right. So, long story short, and maybe I'll get back to it another time. Black Widows. So, I'm going in here now. So, if you look right away, you go into this first room, and you get some werewolves. So that's the theme. That is the theme of the dungeon. Werewolves, wolves. So, I'm going to skin what I can and just follow. And that's the plan. There's no point to helping kill. He says, let me know if I'm killing too fast. I'm just going to keep the... I'm just going to move forward and keep skilling. So this first little room is almost like a... I don't know what you would even call it. Almost like a kennel. Although it's not the official kennel. So there are just black wargs which you can fight. It's interesting that they're oblique wards, as I said. It's interesting that they're called black wards when they're not black. So you can. The cool thing about this place is you can skin the werewolves. You can skin the. You can skin the wolves. I'm not even going to go help kill since he's just running around. I'm just going to spend my time running around, and we're going to get fat on leather after this one, even though it's probably a lot of. I just have to wait for everybody else to loot theirs first. So as you come up here, there is a little side passage, and this is like a little jail. This is the jail of the area. And in this jail, you get your first mini-boss, which is this guy, Rethelgor. He's not too hard. You can one-man him or two-man him if you're right around his level. He's of course, the problem being that he's got all of these little dudes. You can also let the other. You can try to let people out of these cells. I think there's an alliance version and there's a regular version. The Horde guy is right there, whereas the alliance guy is right there. That just helps you dictate who you let out. Free from this wretched cell at last. Let me shoot you to the courtyard. But you do have to free one of them if you want to make it out, because that is a slightly annoying part if you're trying to do some solo work in here. Is the rest of the dungeon is gated behind that, beating that first boss. Now you can suicide run it, because you just have to hit that switch, and if you suicide run it, you just run in there, hit the switch, and then he'll run up and do his thing, and it might take a death, but or you can run out and reset the dungeon. You are indeed courageous for wanting to brave the horrors that lie beyond this door. There we go. So this will open up the courtyard where there's lots of mobs, but they can be pulled strategically. They also... You can just run a big pack around or whatever. So, of course, back here is the first of the 3 dungeons where you find the pack. I don't have a cool thing for him yet. Like, I don't have... It'd be nice if I had, like, to help the hunter out. I don't have Wind Fury Totem. I don't have the Agility Totem. I don't have anything worthwhile. I'm just dropping things on myself. Just slowly keeping the threat on one of these bad boys. But yeah, like I said, it's all about... Let's just kill the slobbering warg, I guess? Okay. I will kill him. Yeah, you've got all these little guys. I can't do anything with skinning them.
Vincent's body lies broken and still. Although Deathstalker Adamant will send his report to Hadrick, whatever additional details Vincent gained must remain with him. But clutched in his hand is a small trinket.
Alright, so all we know is that Homeboy died. And he's got a small trinket, which I guess we will bring back and talk about. As everybody loots these things, I'll continue my best to try to skin them. Because this is Lady Gleekon heaven here. You can skin even the there's a ghost coming from the back. You can skin the werewolves too, which... One room glitches later? I don't know what that means. So some people, probably him, are not looting it, or else I'd be able to skin all of that stuff. The only other time you can't skin everything is if there is a... if there's... there you go. If there's a second skinner in the team. Now over here are the horses. They are worth killing. A lot of the times you'll get parties that just don't want to kill them. They're worth killing because they have a chance of dropping a bag. It's pretty cool. I used the frost weapon for a while. I never really used that one, but I'll take the... I don't need that gun. Skin that horse. I got the gun, even though I'm probably the least person that needs it. I don't care about this offhand weapon either. But, yeah, we did not get lucky. Unfortunately, you can get a saddlebag, which is a nice bag. Also in there is where you get the hammer for, whatchamacallit? The, oh, I don't know. The hammer for the blacksmith, the paladin quest, which we did do on so if you want to check that out. I don't even remember. I don't know that I've ever come up here and voluntarily cleared the top of here. I thought you did that. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever done that. Another one of these rifles. Okay. Maybe I just... Oh, I didn't know. Guess we're going up there. This guy's in the guild, the same guild as Spike. That's why we did it. I mean, I will take this in a heartbeat. What the heck? I literally don't know that I've ever done this. Cray cray. Or maybe we're doing it the other way. Yeah, what is this? Another, maybe this is something I'm not... Just a different route to the same thing. These guys you can't skin. Boring. Can't skin any... That's a 4 racers. Mine are better. Almost accidentally clicked need. That would have been a waste of a need. Okay, so... I don't know. Oh, the bear. I was just, I don't know what's going on here. But back to being able to skin. This doesn't look very familiar to me, so this might be like an optional wing. And I just am not used to it. I don't know what rare they're talking about either. I think I drew thread off of his bear. A lot of this is light leather, so... But some is medium. I mean, I'm noticing that we're getting some XP. It's not a complete loss. So maybe this is where we would have came through had we gone inside the other way? Maybe? Feel like maybe... Yeah, I feel like... Yeah. Here you go. So here's another boss. This is just another way to get in there, I suppose. The healer's getting me going. Okay. Drop some of these totems. I don't know why that little guy has a skull going on there. Maybe he does something like fear. So 6844 for the pants. That's not as good as mine. Close fight. I'm just standing there getting whacked on. Okay. There is a little boss over here. Second boss. We're doing this a weird way, but that's what happens. He might have already been killed. But somewhere around here, the first guy that ran out, he was the boss of this little area. Let's see if I can find his body. Is that him right there? Yeah, Baron Silverlane, which is where I got the ring from on my on our pallet, and then great little ring. Just a great little ring. Ghost spawned in from somewhere. Ah, I see they're moving forward with the fighting. That's how the ghosts spawned. This would be maybe where we came in from. Had you taken the other path. Ooh, bloody apron. Cool. I don't think... And this is like the kitchen. So... Maybe... Yeah, I don't know what... I don't think there's a boss in here. Sometimes I get confused. There might be a boss. 79 with 8. I really should have some of this memory. Oh no, I got the Death's armor. Just gotta skin where I can. People are getting kind of lax on their looting, so... We could cook in here too, in this deliciously hygienic kitchen. But if you look through this door... That's the other side of the down part of the stairs. Maybe we would come out that way? Don't know. I do not need spongy moral. So someone's already ditching raisin stuff. Let's check it. Okay. Because I think that's 8 slot. Alright. Oh, there's someone else I can skin, finally. I don't need a green leather bag. I've got Captain Sanders' booty bag ready to go. Oh, we're back to killing up there. So yeah, we're getting 76 a pop. I don't know what we would really get. Probably a little bit better than that. I lost them. They're there. Now I can skin them. Yes, give me that leather. And let's see, now who are they fighting up here? So, as you can see, the theme is ghosts, werewolves, and then other beasties. Similar in the werewolf family. Wargs. Here's another boss room, I believe. So you have some ghost guardsmen, but somewhere up there, there he goes, Commander Springvale, another boss in the area. Don't love the ghosts because they... I think I got silenced, yeah. I'm switching over to my better one. See him. There he is, okay. Go ahead and I'll block a little. Help out a little. Oh, he's shielded himself. Don't know how long that lasts. I don't know if that worked or if it wore off. I don't need the Commander's Crest shield. Okay, so that's just going to be greeted. Again, we killed all ghosts in that room, so nothing to skin. That's a one-handed sword. Don't need that. Alright, so we've killed a few bosses here, if you're paying attention. We killed Rethelgor. Made our way out. Technically, those horses are kind of like a mini-boss. Then we came in and we killed the Baron Silverlane right in the dining hall kind of area. And we followed that up with just now killing this captain, this paladin type of dude, but he's a ghost of a paladin, in the hall, and that opens us up the walkways, the catwalks up here. There can sometimes be a rare elite up here, and maybe that's what happens. Maybe there's a rare elite that spawns in these various places, but there's like a captain of the guard kind of dude that he's just a rare elite, but he's... I've only seen him like once. I don't get a lot of luck with him, but I don't run this dungeon as much as I run some of the others. Which is funny because I believe in retail or Cataclysm or something. I don't need that chest. Oh, it's locked anyway. There's a lot of quests that send you in here. So this is... Now we're kind of went around and went into the side room, and in this one you have Odo, the Blind Watcher. So he is also, like, this is his kennel, but this kennel is all bats. So he can't be interrupted. So I guess, let's see, that's a 3-5-49. Oh, that's good. I'll need that one. That's a That is a belt upgrade for me. Cool. Well, I also got that shield. But what I like most about this is... Oh, there's a rare something over there. Don't know what it is. I'll have to take a peek at it. But we can skin these. That must have been that guard. So we'll have to look at his body when we go there. I missed the killing of him. There he is. The... Come on, I want to look at his body. Deathsworn Captain. That's what it is. Alright, so he appeared right there. Like I said, he walks on the catwalk areas. That's good. We got him, but he gave us some kind of blue armor, so... Male armor, I mean. Now this is 5 agility, 37. Oh, that's good. We got a slight upgrade on the belt. I'll take that for sure. So remember, with this character, it's easy since we're just doing... Oh, he did feign death. I don't know why he did all the feign death. I mean, maybe it was he wasn't able to get any of his shots off or something. But we're getting more XP now. We're getting into the hundreds here. We are also, we've done, that's the courtyard again, we've done basically the whole area proper. This is as we start to get into kind of the keep part. This is the tower, more werewolves. And these are, what are they? These are Rage Tooths, so this is a kind of werewolf we haven't seen before. Down there we were fighting Dark Souls, Elite versions. This is Let Bike Pull. This is the hard pull, okay. So this is where, because of the different verticality elements of it, you can pull like the whole freaking dungeon just about. It's kind of annoying. And we have been carried. You guys have seen it on this show. We've got some carries on this. So this is a son of Arugal. So he says, "Okay, cool." So maybe that's the only hard part. Are we letting? I don't know what. There's a rat right there. So yeah. I don't know what the deal is there. He's just fighting them. These little ghost wolves, lupine horrors. About that. I want them to loot this werewolf so I can skin him, but... See, he's running up, and now he basically has to clear up here. It's kind of annoying. So he's just pulled some more Son of Arugals. This is what I hate about carries. You just have to sit back and be passive. Not fun at all. It's way more engaging. Now and then, if it's frustration and I just want to get something done or whatever, like, that is part of my life, that exists sometimes too. That's not where I'm at right now. Not with this dungeon. We would have been fine. Alright, so... For a second I thought we could skin the ghosts. I think we'll be okay, because if you think about what are you trying to avoid, you're trying to avoid a massive pull. You know, so since that's what you're trying to avoid, you kill a certain amount of mobs, there is no longer a threat for a massive pull. Of course, you can't get the ghosts. There's that guy's still waiting. But we're okay. There is this other little tier up here. This is where, yeah, this is where the next chunky big pull can come from. And this is just frost resistance. So they do summon these little ghosts or whatever, or they already exist, but it's like another little kennel. So like a castle with a lot of kennel type themes is what we're dealing with. I mean, as you can see here, I'm soloing this thing and it's fine. Yeah, let's skin this guy. That's that voice. That's the throat work from yesterday. Still doing more and more of that. But yeah, like I said, I felt a little bit better. Now we're entering the finale kind of area. So we go to the bottom half, which he's already basically cleared. This is where people pull from. This is where all the chaos pulls happen, because all of this area, which is probably designed to be dealt with sequentially, they're all freaking... They can all pull. Which creates a basically insta chamber of death. So. I was gonna say there's a couple werewolves right here, more of these rage tooths, which I think are basically the dungeon equivalent of Dark Soul in terms of difficulty. He's been taunted by that bear. So I made my I'll talk about that as we run around. I've got some other just general ramblings to get with you guys, but we'll have time to do that. Okay, so here's the next boss, Fenris the Devourer. This is also where the book is. So this is a Mega Wolf boss. Fenris, very common, it's almost a trope to have any type of wolf-based boss to have a boss named Fenris. Really not a big deal.
Who dares interfere with the sons of
26.
Arugal?
That is a nice backpack. I mean, pack. I like it too. Fenris hide. So we're getting these nice little marginal green. That's a cool cloak. Yes. Also, the book is. Oh, maybe we'll deal with the Voidwalker stuff first. But somewhere around here is the book. Here we go. The Book of Ur, right here. So that's something, if you're doing the quest, that's the second quest. That little book. I can't skin Fenris. That's redonk. So we will read the book also on the walk back. So I guess everybody gets it and then it despawns. Sharp K9. There you go. Now I can skin him. We're down to 2 slots left. And I'm gonna need some. I'll get rid of this mutton chop. We're getting a lot of trash. So I'll get rid of these spongy morals too. Don't need those. I think that should probably be okay. 4 is probably good. Alright, so... Oh, he already went upstairs. So here's the last real mobs that you'll have to fight that aren't boss related. So of course you have a dungeon, more of the... werewolf, more of the rage tooth. Can't loot or skin him because he belongs to someone else. And then you have this area where there is the final non-boss. He's like a guard or something that appears right here. This is a... I thought there was. I thought there was a guard. Maybe he's up here some. Loot him, bro. Yeah, I need that skin. You're holding me back. I thought there was one more non-Arugal. There he is. This is Wolfmaster Nandos. So he's the final guy. And he does have these ghost wolves. He is the person large and in charge here. Oh, in charge of defending Arugal. Kind of a neat guy. I mean, I like this whole... I actually like this dungeon a lot. I like the setup of it. I like... I forgot that there were... I know we're almost done. Okay, so feline mantle. That's a clothy. I'm not going to do it, even though that might be an upgrade. This is a really good dungeon for clothies also. Really good. So yeah, like that feline mantle, that's a great clothy thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna skin these guys. Which is good. I mean, I'm excited about that. I love the skinning. And here we go. Old Arugal. Well, he's got his little minions here at the floor. His children. My sons. And then he is a kind of an annoying boss. I've done him in a lot of different ways over the years. On this show, we've done him in some weird, frustrating ways. I think I've 3-manned this dungeon before. Done it with my wife. I've not in. Okay, can't be. Okay, got too close. He's dead. The belt. It's a clothy belt. Yeah, he is mostly cloth. I mean, he's a wizard. Oh, we got his head too. Okay, so I'm not hearthing or anything. I'm gonna leave. Somebody already left the party. That's fine with me. We're just gonna be outie 5. So we're gonna walk our way out. We did pretty good. I mean, we got a decent amount of XP. The quests themselves will give us some more, but we're not gonna have even hit 28 yet. So unfortunate, but it is good. We lost another one. That's fine. And I think we're good on time. Let's see where we were. Yeah, we're not even, we're at 37, so around 45 is I think where we're going. So we still have got a good solid 25 minutes to turn in these 3 quests and make it back out to yeah, shaman tanking for me would have been bad. And I think you can kind of get out right here. Yeah. This is the main courtyard again. And yep, there's where you do the side boss. So here we go. We're all good. Which is cool because now we can ghost dog our way back to Sepulchre and turn in these quests. And we already turned in 1. So as we run here, I'm bouncing. Alright, so when we start doing our flight paths, because we have a little bit of time here, we have to go back to the Undercity, so we do have to do a short flight there. And then we also have to, we will hearth back to Orgrimmar instead of zeppelining back. And then we're going to have to go back to Camp Taraja. So we have 2 flight paths, so that gives us a little bit of time to update our spreadsheet and to update one another with our lives, you know, to just touch base and see how we feel, and I think we'll still have time at the end for some harvester action. But this is quite nice. The Shadowfang Keep is done. Now we will have to run it one more time. On the Alliance character, we'll do that in a couple days. We will have the stockades coming up, but that's a little ways away. We will not be running a dungeon for a while. We will do, before we run our next dungeon, because stockades is next, we will run all of Stone Talon Mountains, Red Ridge Mountains, Duskwood. Oh, I forgot about Black Fathom Deeps. We'll run Ashenvale, because Black Fathom Deeps, I think, is pre-stockades, actually. Yeah. That's what comes up next. So we'll run all of Stone Talon, Red Ridge, Duskwood, and Ashenvale. And in our Ashenvale journeys, we will then stop and do Black Fathom Deeps. And then after Ashenvale, we'll run the Wetlands, at which point, at the culmination of Wetlands, or somewhere in that ballpark, we'll run the Stockades. So, that's all good. And then after that, we'll start to get a little hot and heavy because we'll do Hillsbrad Foothills, followed by Thousand Needles, where, like I said before, that's really going to create a lot of pain for us. And in that time period, we will run Razorfen Crawl and Nomergon for some extra XP and to get those done. And that will hopefully get us close to that 39 threshold so that we can actually finish Thousand Needles. And we're still hoping to get to 29, and now my hopes are pretty much dashed because even with the turning in of this, we're barely going to hit 28. We'll probably be like 28 and a half, which honestly is right about where I was when I mainlined this. So switching the order of when I do the dungeons didn't help that much. TBH. Yeah, Arugal Must Die. Let's turn in that one. And we don't even tell them about the Stalkers. Oh yeah, we also got to read this book, but that's the Book of Ur, so Arugal Must Die. This is just a turn in. With Arugal's death, we stand to increase the Dark Lady's stronghold on Lordaeron.
Silverpine Forest is finally free from the vice of that wretch Arugal. You have done the Dark Lady a great service, adventurer. Your tenacity shall be rewarded.
And thanks for casting Arcane Intellect on me again, dude. But the Seal of Sylvanas is a nice, juicy ring. So we're getting the Bounty Hunter's ring is our lower ring. The 3 agility, 1 stamina.
Greetings. Our bats are well trained and fed. Will not find faster.
Okay, so we can replace that with 3 strength, 1 stamina. So we're swapping out agility for strength. I'm okay, but we're gaining... I mean, agility's a little better for our build, but we're gaining 7 more points of stamina, so... And we now have a blue item. Now this cape, we replaced it with Fenris's hide, so like I said, we had small upgrades in the belt and cape area. Maybe the bracer? Perhaps. Can't quite remember. No, because I didn't equip that one. We also got the shield, which is useless. And all right, we did get a decent amount of leather. We got 25, 45 light leather now, and we did get 29 or so medium. We got a small stack of hides too, so we can play with our leather. Now, what's our? Yeah, we're only at 35. And I think even in the expert realm. So when we're in Orgrimmar, we can also mess around with our leather. How's our skinning going? We're okay. We're not eligible for Artisan. Yeah, Artisan also costs like 5 gold. So I just bought Artisan Herbalism. So on the dry run character, except for fishing, I'm Artisan everything. With the Horde. Alright, so we're going to turn this... Oh, actually, let's read this Book of Ur as we walk over to that guy. The land of Azeroth is host to no end of wonders. Flora, fauna, cultures, and magic all teem across its surface. Indeed, the curious will find limitless variety on this world. One merely has to look. But if one looks deeply enough, then windows to entire new worlds are found, and each world is home to its own wonders, just as each is home to its own horrors. This is the purpose of my book, to catalog those beings, those otherworldly fiends, who would destroy our lands so that explorers who happen upon them will know what they face. So if you consider yourself a guardian of Azeroth, then read on and know your enemy, Mage of Dalaran. The fiend of which I write is the Worgen. Old, rural folklore may hearken to these creatures, for what farmer's child has not heard tales of beastly wolfmen stalking the woods and marshes outside his village? And truth may hide in such tales. Perhaps they're warnings against the Worgen, veiled as myths to frighten us. But before such tales are dismissed, let me now assure the reader Worgen are real. They may not be from our world, but avenues exist between their home and ours, and powerful magics can pull them here. Such chants are best left unuttered, for wherever Worgen tread, they bring terror and bloodshed with them. You will know a Worgen by its resemblance to the wolves of our world. When viewing a Worgen, one can easily see how its coarse hair, pointed ears, and long snout are akin to the wolves we know. But you'll just as quickly see its differences. That coarse hair surrounds a powerful two-legged body, sporting long fangs and dagger-like claws, and behind its howl lurks a malevolence possessed by no natural beast. The Worgen's home is a dark place, a place of nightmare. And that's kind of true, the Emerald Nightmare. If that world fosters locales safe from the cursed Worgen, then my research has revealed no such bastions. And if one considers the ferocity and wickedness of the Worgen, then it is likely no such bastions exist. It is surmised that the Worgen are content to remain on their world, for although some Worgen possess powerful magic, they've made no attempts to reach Azeroth on their own accord, and for this we are fortunate. As mentioned above, some Worgen are skilled in mystic arts, and their magic is of darkness and corruption. Curses and supernatural poisons are common, so be forewarned, those who face Worgen magicians should arm themselves with wards against shadow. It is my hope that no Dalaran wizard seeks out the Worgen, even if done in light conscience, for no pact may be struck, no secrets may be learned, no good can come from these beasts. They are best left to their world, for if found in ours and are not destroyed, then our peril will be dire.
That better be good.
Did you find the book, please?
Very good. This book will add nicely to my collections of the workings of His knowledge was great, but his conscience held him from true power. And so when the Scourge came and his strength was tested, it failed. We of the Forsaken cannot afford such weakness if we are to survive, if we are to conquer.
Alright, cool. And that's actually a small upgrade on the boots that we have. So cool. And now we can actually use some of our medium armor kits. Our hands. Great. For us. Our pants. Oh yeah. Up all that armor. Our boots. Now the armor is still not ready. We might have to make some more of that bad boy stuff soon. Alright, cool. So now we're going to hearth back to Orgrimmar. And we're going to sell and play around in leatherworking for a moment. Cooking. We do. Oh yeah, we need to. I forgot we need to take a trip to the Shadowprey village. That's just gonna have to sit for a little while with us because when we do Stone Talon, it'll be a little better. Oh, we're gonna have to do that den. So maybe when we go do the den, we'll squeeze that in. I don't need this ornamental mace, don't need this. These are nice. Lean wolf flank, do I have a recipe for that? That might be worth saving. No, I don't. Okay, so that can just open up and be sold. Fish we do. Just taking a peek here. Linen cloth is useless to us, we don't need that. Oh, I did get that bloody apron. That's cool. I should have actually taken a peek, taken a gander. Meaty batwing. I think that's an old recipe. Don't have a lot about that. I'll keep this juice. That will actually be useful. Okay, and then let's look at our bandage making. We can make a few more heavy wools. We're going to have to deal with that soon too. But that's, remember what I said before, that's an easier fix. We just have to get to 140, 150. Oh, I didn't sell that gun. Alright, so we gained over a gold from doing that. That's just selling off our prizes. Now let's go play with leather. And we're not even, oh, we are 27, about to hit 28. So we are going to be needing level up procedures soon. So we really need that cooking, the fact that it's the Shadow Prey village. At least we just have to go there once. It's just kind of a pain because we're not even close to needing to be in Deathless. I've just started Deathless on my dry run, and I'm level whatever 39, almost 40. Okay, so first of all, let's take a peek here. Let's make the leather. So we're going to go ahead and make as much medium leather as we can. Not worried about making medium leather kits or whatever. I feel like I don't care that much. I just had no kits on pretty much any of my gear, and we were fine. So we're going to craft all of this into leather. We do have this. Oh, I have at 135. I could have made these shoulders. That could have freed up a bag space for me. And those shoulders are 7 stam. Oh, mine are better. That's lame. Ah, so I can make earth and leather shoulders, but they're not actually good. We need some salt because now I feel like we have enough. We have enough of these. We need 4 and 4, so 8 salt. Okay. This will be whatever. We'll make the hides. I'm not. What's up here? Do I have my 3 slumber sands? Slumber sands just OP. It has no level cap. It's not like less effective on higher levels or whatever. It's just dope. These cured medium hides though are good. They're gonna help us. They're gonna help us level. I didn't even have to use any of my good like buffs. Okay, so what do we got here? Earth and leather shoulders. We don't have the elemental earth, so it doesn't matter. I remembered that we talked about these gloves. They are a nice upgrade, but I haven't found any spider silk, so we're gonna hold off on those. I mean, I have got the cured hides. I guess let's look at the auction house auctionator here. And just take a peek and just see what. So first of all, what was it called? We need elixir of defense and we need spider silk. The spider silk I'm more concerned about. So let's take a peek at spiders silk. So first of all, I don't see my cluster. I don't know that Remulos Sulfurous. I mean, that's cheap. This guy for 6 silver has 2 of them for sale. That's cray cray. But that's not part of our cluster though. And then what was the other one? Elixir of defense. Okay, this one, again, I'm not seeing. Pagel is part of our cluster. That's actually where we're on. A 10 stack for 35 silver. That's pretty cheap. Alright, we're gonna go check it out, because we have everything else. I just don't know if that spider silk is part of our cluster or not. So, it might not be. But that elixir of defense, 35 silver for a 10 stack, that's doable. Those gloves are just such an upgrade. Now that we have the leather and the hide, and we have the know-how, kind of worth building them. These are not an upgrade for us, so that's not worth it. I'll take a peek at everything else. Those Hillman shoulders are what we have on. Okay, here's the auction house. First, let's just look at the spider silk, because that's the one that I was questioning. Spider's silk. 72. This is why it's trash. Look at this. That's thick spider silk. Way cheaper. So I would essentially be spending 1.6 gold. Screw that. I'll take a peek. If I have any in my inventory, I'll take a peek and see if I have any in my bag. If not, it's not happening. That's too much. When we could get some.
Would you rather trust your goods with
I
a
have
goblin?
some on some of my accounts. Look at this, my cured light hide. I'll put this in there over here with it. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Alright, back we go. So that's not happening. I'm not spending 1.6 gold on these gloves. Tag in the elixirs too. Now we're looking at 2 gold. I'm not going to spend 2 gold at this character level. At level 27, 2 gold for a pair of gloves. Which, I mean, again, they're good. 6 agility, 3 stam, 6 spirit. They're a great glove for my build. But there's this... Not when there's a moderate chance we find spider silk on our own. Even if we found one, we're cutting a big chunk of that cost off. So, nope, not gonna happen. We'll go over a little bit just so we can get all this stuff done. I really want to get a harvester run in there. Why can't I get in? Okay. So let's take a peek now what we need. So can't do it. So the shoulders, those are 4 with 1. That's cheap. I could build 4 of those. Nothing else is that cheap. So we'll start with those. I don't care that's wasting our medium highs. We'll get more. We'll get enough to get 2 more, and we'll check in at that point in time. But for now, this is just 1 medium hide is saving us 4 pieces of leather or whatever. This will get us right up to 139. Like I said, once we get to 150, we'll be in the heavy range. It's a little bit of time to build these Hillman shoulders. And I don't remember what the other Hillman's thing in the Hillman's cape or something. I don't know. We need a Hillman's... I think it is a Hillman's cape. Might be way down there. Or we might not have learned it yet. You need a Hillman's cape, I think, for one of the Hillsbrad quests. Alright, so now we're just kind of screwed. We don't have any of the things we need. That's 10. That's 12. So, yeah, we're screwed. I mean, we have to spend... Oh, I have those light hides. I could use that. Yeah, dang it. We'll go get our light hides, and I didn't realize we still had stuff. My bad. Add another minute onto the episode. Because that will save us. I should have just grabbed it. I thought maybe we were done with light hides. So I should keep those in the inventory too. That'll get us to 140 if we build one. And then, like I said, we're getting mighty close to getting able to work with heavy leather. Now, I don't know if we can learn expert here. I'm not sure. I would hope so.
I guarantee this bank's security with my own blood. Is that good enough for you?
No, it is not.
For the Horde!
With my own blood. Ooh, so I made this pie yesterday. This golden syrup pie. So golden syrup, upon tasting it, what it is it's basically, it tastes very strongly of caramel, but it has the consistency of honey. The flavor of the pie was fantastic. Best flavored pie that I've made so far. The consistency, everything good, but my crust is still tough. It's not tough in every single spot, but it is freaking still tough. I have not nailed that down yet. I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm going to try it a couple more times, and then I'm just going to start getting pre-made crust. Because I don't know. I'm not usually a quitter, though, so we'll see. Quite discouraging. Alright, so we're going to build one toughened leather armor. That'll get us one more point up. Okay. And now we can train.
Farewell!
You won't learn anything new from me. You know
145.
too much already. If you want more training, talk to the Toranuna in the northwestern shops of Thunder Bluff Central
That's
Plateau.
trash.
Send her
This
my
is bad.
regards, eh?
Nothing I can make is cheap. So we can only make 3 of these. Because it takes so much time. It takes 10 each, and we don't have the other things needed. Lame. Gotta find a better recipe. Alright, it's a good thing, I guess, it's easy to find leather. I mean, that's all I can really... So we're stuck. That's a big pile of poo-poo right there. Let's go.
For the Horde!
Alright, so we are right now at our hour mark, but we're going to still fly it, and so to Camp Taraje. So we can... we can do... a harvester run. Alright, so this gives us a little bit of time for me to talk to a couple things. So, one, I already talked about my pie. That's it. There's nothing more in the world. No updates on anything important because it's the middle of the weekend. Today's Sunday. We do still have... You'll get 5 more episodes out of me before we go on hiatus for about 10 days. So... And then that's... I don't know, like, everything in the... By the time I come back from that, everything's going to be... We're at a
You haven't lived until you look
we're at a
down on the
crossroads,
world
really.
from the back of a windrider.
Because things are gonna... This job thing coming up is gonna be momentous for me. Either I'm gonna get the job, in which case when I come back I'm gonna hit the ground running and I'm gonna be immediately getting into this new job. Which is fine, but it means that in the short term I'll be able to devote less energy to this show. I'm still gonna keep the same production that you see, but the time I'll have to do behind the scenes work on it, planning and the different things that I do, that's gonna drop off. But that's whatever. We've been there. I've had plenty of busy seasons throughout the years of this show. That's not really that big of a deal. But it will change my approach. My approach would then be stay the course, keep doing what we're doing while I get my head around the new job. Or it's not going to happen and I'm going to be completely... That's going to be kind of a death knell, at least in the short term. Sure, I might suck it up, and it's also going to be... If I didn't get it, it would depend on who they chose instead. That would also matter. Because I could think of a couple people that it would be really painful. So if that's the case, then I might be pouring more of my time and energy into this show. So my short-term goals, we keep doing what we're doing. We slowly climb the numbers up and, see where that takes us. But really, I know that the quality of the production quality of the show really holds me down a lot. It's niche as it is, and I think if I had another person helping me produce and edit, devoting the time from that side into the show, I can come up with some ideas, but having someone be there to clean things up, help, a second mind to bounce ideas off of, giving me a sort of a conscience that doesn't exist when you're on your own, possibly another person to talk with on certain things, just things like that. There's room for it to grow if I had actual sound quality, editing of the content, taking out the bad noises, editing of the more boring stretches of the show, yada yada yada. But that would take time and effort, and I put tons of time and effort into the show already. So I'd be totally, I would have to treat this almost like it was a job if I wanted to spend that much time on the software, or I would have to pay someone to help with that side of things. So both of those are on the table for me. If I was going to learn it myself, obviously then I would need to work less. So I'd need to shift my job, and I wouldn't want to take a huge pay cut. So I'd have to take a different type of job. Not a government job. Government jobs aren't known for their money, which is what I do right now. There's security, absolutely, but I could take a higher paying job in the private sector, probably work from home, and I could get the best of both worlds. And that would be a strong consideration if I just keep getting these messages that maybe I'm not valued, the way that my perception doesn't match up with my superiors. And I hope that's not the case. I still have hope. I still have hope that I'm going to get good news. The other alternative would be he's kind of like my son-in-law. He's my oldest daughter's boyfriend, but they've been together for, I don't freaking know, 10 years. And he does graphic work. He focuses mostly on sports. He does a lot of college sports, Division I college and lower divisions. He's worked for ESPN. He's worked for Disney because they're a parent company of ESPN. But his aspect of it, he's not a filmer. He does all of the graphic editing. So when you see the scores at the bottom, when you see the pop-up graphics, he's the guy that is doing that on these games. So, one of the guys, it's part of the crew. So he has a background in editing and that sort of thing, and he basically just works freelance and could stand to learn more, make more money. So if I could get to a situation where I could afford to pay him like a couple $100 a week, I would 100% do that, and it would be an easy gig. For a couple $100 a week, sure, you're devoting. It would take someone probably a good 8 hours a week to do the work. But if you're making $200 over 8 hours, that's not too shabby, especially for a young person. And it'd be building up a resume for him as a kind of producer type of person. So that'd be something too, but I would want my income of the show to get to that level where I could be making around $800 a month. So I need to change, obviously, what I'm doing, because at the rate that I'm at right now, that's not happening anytime soon. So I've been kicking around the idea of starting a Patreon, and then that would give people the opportunity if they wanted to I would not change anything about the show as you see right now. Everything on the Patreon side would just be, hey, this is just optional. And then at the end of it, I would also start doing a second kind of run of shows where I would try to add content at least once a week to it. But I would go with another game, and I talked about this last time, where I would want to focus on a game that has a nice lore, ton of games to play, ton of content to go through, and the lore is interesting. I really thought that said Silithid Harvester. No, we're unlucky. Someone's been hunting out here, and we're never gonna freaking get it. I'll keep looking again today. So I'll go pop up here. I really, now that we're getting to the end, I'm gonna try my best to focus on it. So again, that's a teaser. I'm gonna do a reveal probably on tomorrow's episode where I tell everyone what the decision is, because I think I've come down on what this franchise is gonna be. And we'll see. I might, within a few weeks, start this side endeavor. All right, but for now, we have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. I thank you, everybody, so much for watching, for tuning in. Shadowfang keep in the books. And we just probably have one more episode of the Barons. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching and tuning in. I will see you all next time on Lore of Warcraft.